Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Cut to the Chase Sports Podcast. We bring you unique insight analysis behind your favorite teams at the collegiate and professional levels. I'm your host, Chase Shantz, here in Cincinnati, Ohio. I got, good friend Brady King over in Columbus, Ohio. What's going on with you, Brady?
Not too much. It's favorite episode of the week. Tuesday or Thursday. My bad.
Yeah.
Wrong day. Wrong. But excited. Excited.
Hey.
Yeah.
That's my swing.
Oh, man. Took Matt's favorite line, man. And Matt over in Springfield. What's going on with you, Matt?
What's up, boys? Favorite show of the week.
What
Matt's picks have been killing it so far. Can't wait to do it again. Here we go.
All right. If you're watching this video, make sure you like it and subscribe to us on YouTube. Week 3 college picks. I mean, we're going to talk a lot of Ohio State on here. I'll tell you that. And then we'll, talk, our segments, quick picks, get on out of here, and we'll get on with our week because next week is a huge week of college football. But, in news of Ohio State, we named our starting quarterback for, the duration of however long that is. Kyle McCord is going to be the starter. He got a majority of the reps the last 2 weeks, and Ryan Day's made the decision that he's going to be the starting quarterback going forward. First off, I want to get Brady your thoughts. How do you feel about this, and what is next?
Yeah, after watching both games, all that, rewatched it multiple times. Just wanted to get my feel for it, although my opinion doesn't matter. I think Kyle McCord was the right choice. I think he displayed a good game out there against Youngstown State. 3 touchdown passes, some down the field touchdowns. The first touchdown to Marv, although he was open, was right in stride, right on the line, so that Marv could take the house. And ran 22.2 miles per hour. Jesus. Yeah, I think it was a good choice. Now, has Kyle been amazing? No, but has he been fine enough? Yes, and I think he can throw downfield pretty well.
Yeah. I mean, that was. Obviously Devin Brown didn't get a chance really against Indiana, but then, he played against Youngstown State a little bit and, had some flashes and then, it didn't look so great. So obviously they went with the guy that had a bigger sample size and everything. Matt, what were your thoughts about the decision that was made?
I'm glad the decision that was made, I'm happy with, but I'm just glad we got it over with. I think having a whole entire game for Kyle under his belt as the starter going into Notre Dame will be huge. You know what I mean? And also, I just think there's probably a sense of relief throughout the team as well. And for Kyle, okay, we got our guy. Let's go. This is our dude. Let's go play. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times you never know what's going to happen. You want to know who your quarterback is when you're playing football. Now everybody knows. Everybody knows who's the guy. Everybody is confident in Kyle. So let's just go out there and play now. You know what I mean? That's all you got to do. Hopefully Kyle gets a little bit more, relaxed, I guess is a good word. Confident in his shoes and just start slinging the ball. I just feel like we've kind of had a little bit of a conservative approach at the beginning, which I guess is kind of expected with a new quarterback and mostly new offensive line. But, to be a great football team, you got to take chances, got to take shots, and we got the receivers to do it. So hopefully Kyle comes out this week and really just says, fuck it, we're throwing the ball around.
Yeah, I mean, that would be, real nice to see, Kyle McCord kind of just, let off a little bit. Let loose.
Yeah. I'm not saying go out there and just throw it into triple coverage, but I'm just saying, dude, you got nothing to lose now. Or you have everything to lose now for sure as a starter, but also you're gonna make big plays. You're gonna throw picks. You got to just you just got to let it go.
Yeah.
I think that's also his style. I feel like Kyle wants to do that. I think we need to start calling those plays often because when Kyle's thrown downfield, he's the most accurate. I think I may be mistaken. I believe he's the most accurate deep ball thrower in the country right now. And part of that's Marv. I mean, Marv and Cade Stover have been big helps of that with them getting on deep balls. But Kyle's been hitting them. His problem, he's missed more short passes and throwing that slant to Emeka against Indiana. I'll never forget when there's 3 people guarding him. But deep balls, he's been good on them. So let's do that. Let's throw it downfield. Let's get old Jaden Ballard in the game. Let's take a shot to him. I need to see his deep speed one time. Just take one shot.
Exactly. And, that's the thing. Like, obviously it'd be nice for him to take some shots down the field and get more comfortable, doing that stuff with Marvin Harrison Jr., Emeka Buka. They put Jaden Ballard in, Julian Fleming. But, as the wise yet drunk Matt Ricketts once said week 1, that, a good quarterback, a quarterback, that's going to be successful has to understand and master quick game. And, Kyle McCord's got to get better at all that. So, you know.
Get better at that part. That's probably his biggest struggle right now from what I've
100%.
seen.
The intermediate passes, he's not very good at. Hopefully.
Yeah.
But neither was Devin. Neither was Devin when he came in. So
I agree with that too. Yeah. I'm just saying I think a lot of quick game stuff is also anticipation, which is timing is quick. You got to go. Like there's not a whole lot of time to think. Brady knows when you're dropping back and you're taking shots downfield, you go through your reads a little bit, go through your progressions. It's a little bit longer. You have a little bit more time. You get what I'm saying? When you're quick game, you got to make a decision. A lot of it's pre-snap too.
Yeah.
So, which with him being a young quarterback, it's going to take a little bit of time for him, really to understand the defenses, pre-snap, get in alignment, understand what's going on, and then boom, as soon as you get the ball, you got to get it out quick. So it's going to take a little time, but he's got to work on it for sure.
Yeah, 100%. And the thing is, I mean, when you have a young quarterback, I'm not really say young, he's a junior, but he's young when it comes, to the amount of games he's started, and he's inexperienced in that regard. But when it comes to that, being inexperienced in playing college football, you got to have a play caller that's going to be able to, favor, some of your strengths and everything, and just put the team in the best position. And we got to see Ryan Day, not just be a BMOC, big man on campus, to not be a BMOC the other way that me and Brady were talking about on Saturday. I will not release that information of what actually bitch made offensive coordinator was what we were talking about, but that's a different term for BMOC. But I will say,
very clever acronym. That's a really good. If anyone makes us mad, such as Ryan Day, that could be our new.
Oh my gosh, you can use that for a lot of people. I can use it for my Bengals team, but hey, it is what it is. But Saturday we do play a game. We play Western Kentucky Saturday, 4:00 on Fox. They have a quarterback on the other side, Austin Reed. You guys have been watching him a little bit. What do you think of Austin Reed, Matt Allen Ricketts?
I think he's really good. I think he threw for 300 in his first game, about 250 or something last game. I can't remember exactly what the exact stat line or who they were playing. But I know they love to sling it around, which is going to be huge for us. And I think Austin Reed is good. I mean, they've got some decent players, like pretty good college football, like not like fucking superstars or anything, but they're good. Like they're solid. It's not going to be like we're playing Indiana or Youngstown. Sorry, had a blank. It's not like we're playing Indiana or Youngstown. I think this is the best team we played so far. However, I also think it's going to play in our advantage too, because we're going to get more possessions because they throw the ball. So I think you might see a different type of score as well. Yeah. So we'll see. But Austin Reed is good offensively. They also have Christian Blue Smith, who's a transfer from Ohio State. Yeah, he plays. He's their wide receiver 2 or 3, I believe. I can't remember what it is. And then, so yeah, I mean, they've got some guys on their team that are pretty good. I mean, they're good college football players. So it's going to be a test, especially for the back end, who by the way has been playing great, with the exception of maybe like 1 or 2 plays throughout the. Cam Martinez is a fuck. Right. He is a pussy. Get him off the field. I'm sorry. He is the number 1 guy. He can never play again. He sucks.
That might be my favorite one now. I'm not gonna lie. That might have took over the Sean Clifford.
The worst. He fucked us against Michigan, and then he comes in against Youngstown State and lets up the touchdown. He is just horrible. He shouldn't play ever. Okay. Denzel Burke has done an incredible job so far this year, and Igbenogson as well. Yeah. I really like the back end. They're going to be tested. There's no doubt with them throwing the ball through the air, but I think I'm very confident with our defense coming in this game. Also, on the front end, defensive line, it's going to be the type of game where I think we will be able to get a little bit more pressure. However, I think Western Kentucky, if I was Western Kentucky's offense coordinator, my game plan coming in would be to try to get the ball out as quick as possible. You don't want to get these guys, JT and Jack Sawyer and Kenyatta and Kate Curry and just everybody, and even the D tackles, Hall and Williams. You don't want to get these guys with the head of steam coming at you if you're going, 3-step, 4-5-step drop, whatever. You don't want to give those guys time to get to you. You want to be able to get the ball out quick and put pressure on the corners right away. So that would be my game plan. That's what I think is going to happen. There's been a lot of overreaction so far to our defensive ends because we haven't got so much pressure, haven't had as many sacks. A lot of that is due to the opponent as well. Mm-hmm. And I hope that if we don't get a ton this week either, there's not a whole lot of reaction, because I think there's going to be more opportunities this week to get after the quarterback than there's been, but it wouldn't shock me if Western Kentucky comes out and tries to get the ball out quick and tries to negate our pass rush as well.
Yeah, and if you guys have to voice any frustration that you agree with Matt about Cam Martinez, go on ahead and hit him up at MattRicky99 on Instagram. All right, he will be glad to talk about his beef with Cam Martinez. So, Brady, what exactly? What actually? How about this? What doesn't stand out about Austin Reed? What is he not good at?
I would say so. I actually watched a decent amount. Like this week during classes, I had more time than usual to watch. So I watched a lot of Western Kentucky, and I watched a lot of one other team that's not Ohio State. I won't mention that yet because it's going to be in BK's broiling. But I don't think Austin Reed is that great at going through progressions and picking apart a defense necessarily, but he still picks apart the defense by just taking the ball and knowing where he's going with it. And that could be a deep shot. He'll just take the snap and look at one guy the whole time deep and still hit him open. But he's really good at that quick game stuff. I mean, he led the nation in passing last year. And also, I have a really good stat. He hasn't had a game where he hasn't thrown a pass play of at least 30 yards or more. So expect there to be at least one explosive pass play from Western Kentucky. And if not, we'd be the first team that played them to not let up an explosive pass play since he's been the starting quarterback.
All right. Well,
that's the goal.
That is definitely the goal. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think we're going to.
I'll tell you what. If Brady, is that stat from his career?
His starting career.
So is that last year too? Was in
correct.
It's just one season sample, 14 games, 15 game sample. Okay, but I will say this: if out of a 50, so I'm going to say they went to a bowl game last year. I don't know that for sure.
They did a bowl game.
They did.
Yeah, they won a bowl game.
Okay, so 15 game sample size, 2 games this year, whatever, 13 or whatever they played last year.
So 16, yeah, 16.
Okay, so 16,
yeah.
16 game sample size. If he's at a 30-yard pass play or more, and that was our weakness last year, and the defensive back end, the big plays. If we come in and don't give up one, I would say that's a huge win for the defense, huge win. I know it's Western Kentucky, but I would just say, just building on confidence-wise and everything else, I would say it's a huge win.
Agreed. Yeah. And actually, there was one game where he only had a 26-yard pass, but he also had a 50-yard pass get called back that had nothing to do with him. So I kind of just let that one go. So if you guys stat check me, there's a reason that's why.
Yep.
Well, there you go. And obviously you gotta make baby steps when it comes to defense like that, but then you gotta make big steps when it comes to playing against Notre Dame and 6-year quarterback Sam Hartman, and we'll get to that next week. And that's a loaded slate that we'll be on. We'll be on here twice next week talking about the recap, and we'll talk about a huge game of picks. We'll have a huge guest along with us. So, it'll be pretty exciting stuff. We're going to roll right through here pretty quick. More bounce to the ounces right now. I might go quicker than last week. Actually, it's definitely going to be quicker than last week. Solo layout here. This will take 5 seconds. Looking to the camera. All right, 1, 2, 3. Texas is back. They're fucking back. All right, that's it. Brady, BK Broiling, wherever you are.
I'm right here. My fault.
All right, solo layout.
Okay, I got one thing to talk about this week, and that's the Michigan Wolverines. That was the other team I'm referring to. I watched them. I watched every snap of both games. Let's talk about it real quick. So, J.J. McCarthy playing better, Still think he has a noodle arm after further review. He throws some of his passes, even intermediate, to where he's not even looking at the receiver because like he throws it with all of his might and he has to like look down. So I don't think he's going to be. I think there's still flaws in his game, but he has been better. Blake Corum, best player on the team by far. It's not close. Defense flies around. Offensive line was playing good. I like their run blocking is very good. And Donovan Edwards, not been impressive, not even a bit. Averaging a little bit over 2 yards per carry. That's it. Quick breakdown of Michigan.
All right. Let's get Brady out of the solo layout, and we will get Matt into his solo layout for what is it, Matt? What time is it right now?
Picks, baby. Matt's
All right.
picks. All right. In case you folks have been following along, my picks on the show this year, I've got 6 for the first 2 weeks. We are 5-1 against the spread here. 5-1. All right, folks. So we are rocking and we are rolling. Okay. And my lock of the week, Penn State week 1, Oregon. Nice little graphic there. Oregon last week. Okay. Both locks of the week have covered. This week, there wasn't a whole lot of lines overall that I really liked, but there were 3 that I'm very, very confident in. Okay. First one, North Carolina -7.5 hosting Minnesota. I really like Carolina to cover in this one. I think Minnesota is horrible. They played a tough game against Nebraska week 1. I just don't see how they're going to be able to score with North Carolina. They might be able to get some here and there with North Carolina's defense being, I don't know. They always play these – North Carolina always plays these really tight games with App State every year. Like, every time they fucking play, it's always tight. So don't get too – I don't know. It's just one of those fluky games. Don't get too caught up on last week's score. North Carolina's defense is shaky, but they're going to score a lot of points. I like them to cover this 7.5 spread. Next one. Washington, -16, hosting the Michigan State Spartans. The program is in disarray. I like Washington covering this -16. Michigan State losing their head coach to a jerk off on the phone scandal. What a weird scandal. What a weird deal. I don't even know what to think of it. It's just a weird thing. Michael Penix is going to light these guys up. I think the wheels fall off the wagon this week for Sparty. I like Washington -16. Last but not least, my lock of the week. Western Michigan versus Iowa. I like Western Michigan +28 against Iowa this week. Okay, think about it. Think about this. Whenever you see Iowa over 25 points, okay, in a spread, they have a clause in their contract for their offensive coordinator that he has to average 25 points per game this season or he's fired. Okay. So yes. He has to average 25 points per game. Okay. So that's how bad their offense is.
Too. It's a coach.
Take Western Michigan +28 this week. Brady, what would you say?
I said it's also the coach's son as well.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Take Western Michigan +28. I think Iowa's going to dominate them, no doubt. But give it up 28 points. Fuck it. Iowa might not even score fucking 28 points. Okay. Take Western Michigan +28. That's my lock of the week. I'll see you next week. We're 5-0. Let's hope to make it 8-1. I'm sorry, 5-1. Let's hope to make it 8-1.
Yes, sir. I hope I don't get like a knock on the door from somebody from being really loud right there. But hey, Matt's picks, that was pretty dope. I will do this real quick. We're going to roll through a couple of games that are going on Saturday. We're going to make this thing really quick. There's a Thursday night game that we're trying to catch. All right. LSU plays Mississippi State Saturday noon on ESPN. Who do you guys have in this game?
LSU.
Okay.
Dude, I got LSU too, but it's a weird one. I don't know. I just got a weird feeling. I think it's going to be close. I got LSU plus price 8. LSU +8. LSU wins 28-20.
LSU wins 48-0.
Wow.
Okay.
Holy shit.
I'll take LSU 35-27. We'll go with that. All right. Next game, you got big noon kickoff, Penn State at Illinois. Who do you have in this, Matt?
I have Penn State. I think this is the first game that they look not like super freaky. I think they're gonna. I don't think they cover. I think it's 34-20 The spread's 14 and a hook, so it's 14 and a half. I don't know. I just feel weird about it. At Champaign, first, Big Ten road game. I don't 34-20. I think they look decent, but I don't think they look like the world beaters they've looked like so far.
All right. Brady, what do you think?
Yeah, I think that usually Illinois does good against Penn State, so I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I think it's going to be even closer than that, but I do think Penn State wins. We'll go I think it's going to be low scoring, like 21-17. It's going to be a 4-point win for Penn State this week.
All right. I'm going to go even lower scoring than that. I'm going to go 17-6 Penn State.
Wow.
Why not?
If it's either one of those scores against Illinois, I feel really good if I'm a Buckeye fan. I really do.
Okay.
I do. We're beating Penn State. I'm more worried about Notre Dame and Michigan.
Yeah, obviously. Next game on schedule. So, all right, South Carolina and Georgia. Matt, you've been talking about this in the group chat a little bit, man. What do you your thoughts on this?
I have been thinking about it, dude.
Mm-hmm.
No, I would have if I really felt that confident about it, I would have put it in Matt's picks.
Yeah.
I'm going to take Georgia and I'm going to take a blowout. I was thinking about early in the week. I was like, man, is South Carolina going to cover this? It's like 27 and a half, and I was like, I don't know, man. It's a lot of fucking points. Like, I don't know. So, but I'm going to take Georgia 38-10 in this game.
Okay, Brady, what are you doing?
I'm doing it.
You're taking the Cox?
I am. So I'm going to take South Carolina to beat Georgia. I usually don't pick against Georgia, obviously, but there's just something about this week. I feel like Shane Beamer is going to be a hot name again after this game, and I think Spencer Rattler is going to have one of his big Spencer Rattler games. I really do.
That is shocking.
Yeah, wow. I know. It's one that I haven't been thinking about in the offseason, like the Clemson Duke game. I've been talking about that for a while. I called over Clemson, but this one just kind of recently came up, and I think South Carolina is going to win. I think they're going to win 31-30 off a game or something.
All right. I'm going to let Brady have that unto himself because I'm going to take Georgia in this game. I'm going to go Georgia 34, South Carolina 13 in this one. I think Georgia will dominate most of the way, and South Carolina will get a late score. So many points. Okay, Western Kentucky, Ohio State. I think we all know who we're picking in this game. I just want to hear what a score would be. Brady, what's your score going to be in this one?
I'm going to take Ohio State 45-17. I think we win by about 28. I think we give up some points just because they have such a good passing. But I also think that we'll score a little bit more points because we'll have a couple more possessions to score.
Yeah, it's a big one there. I almost called you Brat. I mean, Matt. What do you think?
I didn't feature this on Matt's picks, but I do have us covering, and I have the under. So I have 45-13 Buckeyes. 45-13 Buckeyes. The under is 64. Our cover is 28. I have it at 28 and a half. I'm sorry. I have it at 28 and a half. So Ohio State 45-13.
All right. I'm going to take a game where there is all touchdowns and no field goals whatsoever. Ohio State 49, Western Kentucky 21. There you go. All right. Last game, you have Joe Milton going into the Swamp against Florida Saturday night, 7 o'clock on ESPN. Brady, who do you have?
Florida.
All right.
Wow.
With Tennessee, but Tennessee was awful against Austin Peay. And Florida sucks too, don't get me wrong. I think that Tennessee is probably better than Florida by a little bit. But it's in the Swamp. Joe Milton is going to play terrible. I mean, we're going to see like a Joe Milton we're going to see a real Joe Milton game. He's going to show his true colors. He's going to throw like 2 picks. There are going to be some bad picks. It's not going to be like a ball gets tipped from his receiver. He's going to like
a pick right to the linebacker, like at Michigan.
This time though, he might like panic and throw it at the sideline where there's like just a corner standing there, like no really receiver in the area, and they'll pick it. Like it's going to be a little bit different, but he'll throw some crazy picks. Florida. We'll go 30. No. 38-31. Just touchdown win for Florida.
All
right. Matt, who do you have in this?
The last time Tennessee won at Florida was 2003.
I was born that year. Wow.
Crazy factor. This time, Tennessee is going to break that one, though. I think Florida is horrible. So I'm taking the Volunteers 28, 23.
Okay. I'm going to agree with you, Matt, again.
That's good. It's very good to agree with me. Good pick.
Shut up. Tennessee 23, Florida 17. It's a rivalry game, so it's going to be, pretty close for the most part. That being said, we're going to wrap things up here. We're going to have 2 shows next week. We're going to have a special guest next week. We will get you guys hooked onto that.
Fuck Notre Dame.
There you go. Yep, you took the words right out of everybody's mouth. I'm very, very tired right now, but I'm very glad we got a show in this week for college football. That being said, I'm Chase Yance, Brady King, Matt Ricketts, and we'll see you guys next week.